Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the SaaS Marketing Makeover. I am very excited today to be joined by the one and only Ali Jawin. Welcome to the show, Ali.
Hi, so excited to be here.
Oh, we're very excited to have you. Ali is the VP of Global Marketing at RepTrak, and she's going to be helping me hopefully provide some insights and some opportunities for a top SaaS brand today. You nervous, Ali, at all?
You know, I'm usually someone who believes in preparation. So the fact that I couldn't prepare for this was, both exhilarating and a little terrifying. But, no, it meant we get to have a little bit more fun.
I like that. We're going to get you. We're working on our feet skills, right? We're getting ready.
Yeah, my husband was like, just try not to mention Zoolander and Mean Girls too much and you should be fine.
Yeah. Keep the quotes to like one every 15 minutes and you're going to be aces. No, I'm very excited. So let's see who's on the wheel though today. Cool. And let's take a look at who at least our options are. We don't know who it's going to land on, let alone who it could be. Wrike on.
There was only one brand I was actually familiar with. But you know what? New adventure. Now we can really put to the test. Can someone who has never heard of them understand their strategy and who they're for and what?
I don't know yet, but we're about to find out. So, and the toast one was making me hungry, so I'm glad though. So let's see on this Wrike one, what's going on. So I love that. Do you see this little ad right here? Monday.com is so much better. That's savage.
The world of conquest campaigns is a surprisingly vicious one.
It really is, but I usually don't like them that much. You know what? Just for the sake of it, let's click on Monday just before we dive in to see how they're framing them. So I think framing is kind of cool. Yeah. So we can open this tab up. Let's check it out. Why teams choose Monday over Wrike? Okay, so I've actually audited this workflow. It's so crazy. You can click all these different options and it packages them all.
I'm very jealous right now of this, but I will give it to Wrike that they were above the Monday ads. So clearly whoever they have on their PPC is doing a good job making sure that they're at least one above.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So you can see Wrike, some of what they're saying they're not as good at is automations, integrations, groups or teams, enterprise level customer support, customizable email notifications. That's not a lot, to be honest.
Especially given how robust Monday is. They've gone public. They've been a darling for quite a while now. If Wrike's a newcomer, then it already seems like it's come pretty far.
Yeah, you know what it probably is Monday probably just hasn't put a ton of effort into this page, ironically, for probably how much they spend on it. But let's see. So their project management, okay, they're owned by Citrix. Okay, so their project management, so think Monday.com, Asana, kind of all those brands. They got some ad agencies in Ogilvy. They got some enterprise in Snowflake, Lyft, Siemens. So they're not small.
Yeah, and it's a wide variety. It's not like they just serve, SMB tech. It seems like this is a product that can be used by lots of different companies, which says a lot for it.
No, I agree. And they have 20,000 customers, so they're not also small. Now, what about this, though? Your project management. Is this enough of a differentiator in the sense that, I guess if I replace this Wrike logo with Asana, would there be any difference in the relevance of that message?
Not that would strike me at first. And I also, I find clarity possibly intriguing. If there is something in this product that helps, quote unquote, find clarity or bring something to the fold that, or, bubbles up something I wouldn't see from an Asana or a Monday, that would be very interesting. But if it's just buzzy or words, then it's a little amorphous, which I never really like.
No, and I think the other thing that's interesting is, let's think about who they're writing this for. This isn't really an individual contributor. This is a manager, right? Yeah. So like removing barriers, that's a management pain point. Finding clarity is a management pain point, and exceeding goals is oftentimes a management pain point. And then they say that they're the most powerful. This is their positioning statement, right? The most powerful work management software. So let's see if they deliver on that. Let's see if their marketing is to articulate their value through the power of their product.
I will say, I'm going to give them kudos because they have that accent green, which on the RepTrak website, we used to have a lot of, and it sort of burned our retinas. Whereas now we're sort of pulling it back quite a lot. So kudos to this team. That was the right amount of use on the neon green.
Yeah, they do have that neon kind of integrated, right? But they got some big logos: KitchenAid, Nickelodeon, Walmart. For Monday claiming that they are enterprise level customer support, they don't have. I would argue Wrike is more enterprise than Monday.
And especially not that they had the logo, the quote, and videos. I mean, getting customer videos is one of the hardest things. And they don't. Yeah, let's see one.
Yeah.
Of course, this is when it doesn't work.
I know, right? Let's see, because I'm hardwired, so let's check it out. Well, right, you might want to look into. This looks like this is a Wissia. That's
Spinny Wheel of Death.
I know. Okay, I'm going to refresh the page just to give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see if we get it to work. Okay. So, Wrike, you might want to take a look at that. I'm hardwired, doing a live stream with no glitching. Look, hey, it's not my bandwidth. So now we've got their homepage once again. Is this a big company? I've never heard of Arvik.
Not familiar with them.
That's a weird quote to use, I would say, for them. I would probably use a different quote since you already started with such amazing brands.
Yeah, what is this really doing for? What is this adding that the other didn't? Instead of just telling us more of the story.
Well, and what do you think about the product shots? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? I mean, I don't think they're bad. I don't know.
I would expect are they bad? Absolutely not. There are enough other sophisticated design elements on this website where perhaps I would have expected a little more pizzazz, just given some of because it's so thoughtful in so many other places that this seems a little underwhelming and almost makes me think, is their website better designed than their product, which can happen at times.
No, 1,000%. I mean, and I think Monday needs to redo their campaigns because they're even offering automation, if you notice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I think, interesting there. And then get end-to-end visibility. So this is like a Gantt chart, but we're all kind of used to it. That's my issue with this. Let's just assume that every client they want already has a project management software. Yeah. I don't think that's a unfair hypothesis, right? If Wrike had a client they want, they are going to have to replace the existing platform it's not like Walmart doesn't have any project management. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, I wonder if we hadn't seen the Asana comparison first, would this even really be clear to us what Wrike did? There are a lot of great buzzwords, but what problem is it solving? And how is that better? And I'd also, on a mobile experience, you're scrolling for a long time without getting the very short, why?
No, I'm on that same page with you. And let's look at this a little deeper because I think they have the product tour. Let's see. So, these to me are a little better for like what should probably be on the homepage. See how they have these kind of GIFs? I think this is probably a better way of articulating the value of your product right here.
They could have gotten rid of the smaller brands and put this there.
This is cool, though. So these custom request forms, that's kind of a part of it. I still don't quite start each day off right. You have your links, which is kind of nice. They kind of give you more of this like home base. There's no differentiation to me. Yeah. Like I'm very much struggling to understand why do I want Wrike over Asana or Monday or.
Which it's a pain. Not only do you have to get your team working in a way that they weren't working before, but it's not like you're going to have every project end and you get to start, with a fresh slate. You're going to have to migrate things over. How am I saving time? How are things automated?
1,000%. I'm not. It's just a very interesting conundrum in the sense that I would argue with Wrike's positioning, why would you buy Wrike? Like, I mean, I think we should pause for a second. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already have something else. Why are you buying Wrike?
And given that there is a lot of, again, is any project management system perfect? But I've used Monday, I've used Asana, I've used Trello.
Trello is the simplest, right? I mean, it's very obvious to know why you're on Trello, and I think Asana, frankly, might be the best. So why do you use Wrike or Monday when they're kind of in the middle and they do lots of stuff? Maybe the use cases. I mean, this is pretty cool, right? So empower teams with top agency project management software. Now, Nickelodeon's not an agency, so we might want to replace these logos with agencies, because if you had Ogilvy, WPP, Directive, and other big shops, yeah, I did put myself in that category. I know it's not right, but still, it's my show, damn it.
Yeah, no, 100%. But even, I don't know, it's still slightly vague about like, one thing that just gets me about a lot of websites is that people generally don't go to a website to learn about a company. They go to a website because they have a problem that they need solved. And what was the category at the top again?
This was agency management project. This is agency project management software.
It's almost like, like, what is the problem that you're having with your agency that you need this project management software for? Or what are you using now, and why is Wrike better than that?
And I think they're trying to, in the sense that, like, satisfy every stakeholder and ensure loyalty by delivering visibility, transparency, and exceptional results. And you're like, okay, sweet. Is there a client portal? So if you show me, like, view our client portal, I'd be like, okay, very cool. If you show maximize profitability, maybe it's view our time tracking integrations. Yeah, I feel like you just have to convince me a little bit, Yeah,
just again, we don't want to see the secret sauce, and we all have the attention span of a goldfish. But just a little bit of meat, so it's not just another project management system.
Well, the other part, yes, and it's also just another page is the problem. So notice how I already saw this graphic. I've already seen all these graphics. So my point being is like, I don't know. So here you go. Now you have templates to get you started. So now I can see, this is quite nice. If you show me, okay, here's how we do all our creative briefs. Oh, but I don't get to see the template before I download it.
Maybe they're trying to do like a little PLG, product-led growth moment, and this is them trying to tempt you with it. Which, I mean, hey, if it's a good PLG experience, that can be fabulous. But usually PLG, you tend to see it a bit more upfront. You don't usually have to hunch for it.
Well, imagine if my point is here, like, imagine if they replace this image with an example of the brief that I would get if I downloaded it. Then I would be like, all right, I want that brief. But I don't know if I want the brief if I don't know if the brief is good, and I got to give you my email. So
yeah, I mean, like, a little video right there could have been a really great moment.
Well, I'm sure these pages do well, because like people always need like creative brief templates. So I'm sure that these things rank well. I guess we can test that hypothesis.
Yeah,
let's see how well this part of their strategy works. I actually really like this part of their strategy. I gotta log in, kick somebody else out. Let's see. But I like that part of the strategy because I think it is satisfying a demand, and now it's differentiating them because they have ways of getting. It's like jobs to be done. Like, these are the jobs to be done of someone at an agency, and they're going to help me. I think that's really quite brilliant. I got some serious SEO.
Yeah, no, I mean, that page has to do very well. I mean, talk about a way to become sticky, offering something that provides value. Even if someone weren't ready to buy Wrike at the moment, if they had a good experience with that template, there's no way they would forget about it.
No, but they don't, I think, rank that well. If you look, see, it's like none of the template subfolder ranks. So if I take templates, which I believe was the subfolder, it's templates, it's not ranking, even though they have all this content. So that's probably a gap in their strategy that could be really cool for them to check out, is like, how do they take the jobs to be done of the solution they're targeting? In other words, they're trying to get agencies to use them for project management. Here are all the jobs to be done of an agency doing project management, then fitting into that. I just, I think it's a great strategy that maybe just isn't fully been funded yet.
Just like a few tweaks could make a big difference. Just, the technical SEO side, because it seems like there's so much there.
There is. Yeah, it's very cool. That's why I'm like, it's a really great strategy. I wonder if they do that more often down here, like motion graphics. Yeah, see, they have all these templates.
Ooh. I would
See how
make this more obvious. Like, this is where like it gets fun.
I completely agree, but once again, on the right, it's not a motion graphics project template. It's that this is the same image they used earlier on their approvals. Remember when I looked at approvals?
Yeah.
They had that. Watch. This is my point. Like their imagery stinks, and they can be better than this.
Especially when everything else is so good.
Yeah, because it is like see accelerate, free your team from burnout. See how they have all this. The images just get repeated on all the different pages.
And there's so many nice nuances. Like on the other page, it was dark green, but then when you drop down, there was like a little moment of a light green, like really thoughtful, nuanced design in the web aspect of it.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful website. I love what they're doing. I just see this subfolder of templates. It's not ranking for anything, even though it's a brilliant concept. I'm not sure why. Maybe what I would do if I were them to fix that. So here's what you usually, when I see this happen, it's usually because the subfolder isn't integrated. So you see how they have all these templates and there actually is this lovely folder. And this is where you can find all the different templates by type, in-app, template by teams. See, isn't this sweet? Now, where is it linked to from their menu, unfortunately? So they don't have a templates link over here. It's not in the main menu. And so because of that, because it's so many clicks away, I don't think it's ranking, even though it does have the necessary content. Could use better imaging, obviously, but it's really, I mean, they have some, like this is a killer strategy that Monday.com and other people have done very, very well in this space where they have these pre-built templates. They should be driving tons of usage and demand from these templates. It's just, they need to be better integrated to their information architecture.
Yeah, these need to be more obvious because, yeah, I mean, they're not in the resource library, which is where you might go to find something.
Oh, there they are. Like they're right here. But that right there is, it's too deep for a crawler, and it's definitely too deep for a human to truly rank like it should.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're treating it as an equal amongst other parts of the website, but that's such a huge SEO, such a huge lead gen, option. Just making it more visible in the architecture would have huge benefits.
I completely agree. Now, some other solution content, because I feel like, we talk a lot about marketing, so you can launch, measure, grow. Is that what you want your project management tool to do for you?
I mean, in a perfect world, yes. Do I believe my project management tool can do that for me? No, I mean, that's asking a lot of a project management tool.
It's a little
I would like show me.
Yeah, it's a little aspirational.
Yeah.
For, like maybe it was like,
I mean, like this wouldn't be the most fun language, but complete projects on time, keep people happier because organized projects have happier, like better copy, of course, but
something like that would get me.
Yeah, that has my antennas raised.
You know what I mean? Like, I think they could just write something like that. Trusted by 65% of the Fortune 500 marketing teams. Okay, well, what do I not know? Right now, I want to explore your product and learn more. They just aren't really delivering at that copy level. Keep everyone informed. Yeah. Like, here's the problem. Like, all of these things remind me of what I already have. So that's why I'm like, I would have to do more research and work with their like CRO and their CMO to be like, okay, what % of customers already had a project management tool in place? But I would imagine that the clients who have the right retention rate and the right average order value are switching.
Yeah. And I mean, just because a project management system doesn't have the most beautiful UI doesn't mean it's not revolutionary or fabulous. So if that's the case here, that's not a problem. Just have a different image and wait till people are more bottom of the funnel where they know why it's important. So if the visual's a bit less, revolutionary, you get why.
Well, yeah, they're saying something here. Notice this: optimize your digital ROI with real-time performance data.
Okay,
that looks like you can organize it into your project management. I don't know if I'd want that, but at least it's a feature that stands out to somebody because everybody wants to kind of consolidate. I just think this is the first thing I've seen that I haven't seen before.
That is new, and that's the first thing I'm like, oh, optimize real-time performance data. Suddenly I'm interested.
Yeah, what if they did that up here? Like, same idea. Even if you didn't say what I just said, you could just say something like this.
suddenly, and again, it's not as if it would be impossible for a project management system to do it, but it's not really been done yet. So
yeah, and I'd have to rewrite it. But essentially, I feel like you want to say something that's more unique to your value prop instead of like work how you like to work.
yeah, that's
Come on, you're better. I just think Wrike's better than that. Is more my like keep everyone informed. It's not 2001 and your product's revolutionary. You got to, I think, reposition it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also I imagine, for Google, it's making it hard for Google to understand what you do and to drive the right traffic to you.
It's true. This is pretty sick.
Yeah, I do like, I'm a sucker for anything that moves on a website, but one, I just think it tricks our, lizard brains, and if it moves, if it's flashy, it must be good. Like, that's pretty neat.
No, this is neat. I just wish they led with this and with this and really understand it. Like I was saying that the best way to market things is to focus on what makes you different, not better. And like people will pay more for different. They don't pay more for better, because convincing someone you're better is borderline impossible. Convincing someone you're different is a lot easier. And I think Wrike is trying to show that they're better instead of showing that they're different.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, even if you can convince someone you're better, which I agree is, nigh on impossible, the cost of change management is just so high that even if you do get there, it's going to be almost impossible to get them to change. Whereas you're different. Tell me more about this real-time stuff, because Monday doesn't really tell me anything in real time.
Well, they got Stitch Fix quote. They got a stuff on it. Like give me that up here, fam. Like I just feel like they haven't fully understood what they want to tell someone to get them from apathy to action. Yeah. Like, what is it that we want to make someone feel? How do we want them to feel about us?
Or, I'd imagine that they have so many different types of clients that you must solve a universal pain for all of these different types of companies to use you. What's that pain? Because if all of these companies have it, I sure as bet that I have it.
Well, and the thing is they're not trying to be universal, but their copy is. That's my problem with it. It's like when I got here, I did click on marketing, but they didn't, like, if I click on professional services, see, like, get powerful professional services management software. Okay. You're going to boost margins. Okay. You're going to have to tell me how you're going to increase that, though. Right? Like, I'm not quite convinced you're a project management tool, so I'm not exactly sure you're going to boost my margins. And then they just say, like, oh, well, we do good planning. And it's like, okay, but so does everybody else.
Yeah.
So see how they have this budget function here? I would want them to show me that. Like, how do you calculate remaining budget? Does that integrate with my time tracking tool? Do you have your own time tracking? But then they never tell me.
Yeah, does it integrate with Salesforce, with Google Analytics? How do you know my spend?
It doesn't. You see what I'm saying? They don't deliver on any of their promise. Maximize billable utilization. Okay. You got this timesheet. I can't click on this, though. You got to convince me that, like, show me your time. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm getting stuck on this website, is they tell me something. It's almost good. Like, look at this. Revenue at risk is actually pretty sweet.
I feel like there are two great moments here. One, a well-timed chatbot with the right copy. Again, a lot of chatbots are badly used, but that, or like a call to action, or so again, like if you dig into it, and again, I think it would be great if they could highlight some of this really cool functionality, but it's almost like you're done with it, and then what? It's not quite telling you what it wants you to do.
Well, no, and I'm excited, but I'm not totally convinced I'm ready. Like, it has QuickBooks, it has Salesforce, which we were curious about earlier. It has billable utilization. It has client collaboration. You see what I'm saying? It has all this amazing stuff. But then we don't actually expand on these. Like, I feel like if all of these were more accessible and we kind of just chose our top 3 and then I could learn more and each one of them had a little bit of depth. Yeah. I think it could really get me to a demo. Even if I wasn't ready to switch, I would at least want to know, as a professional services owner, hey, maybe there is a better tool or system out there. And I'm not sure they quite get me to that moment with the way they're organizing this page.
It's funny. It'd be so easy for them because they've done the hard part already. I almost think this get a competitive edge part could be its whole entire page. Get rid of the generic stuff and just give each of these little drop downs its own, subsection, and You've
And maybe
got,
you can't do a page, but maybe you give me a video, right? Like something that just gets me a little more insight that says, you know what, you do need this Wrike product. You should take 30 minutes out of your day. And that's only on the first call. I think we forget sometimes as marketers in B2B, the amount of hours we are asking someone to commit to buy us is not 30 minutes, not 30 minutes for an intro call. Because if that goes well, I got a strategy call. And if that goes well, I got a demo. And if that goes well, I got a SOW. And if that goes well, I have a negotiation. And if all that goes well, I got to convince finance. And then I got to do the onboarding and the integration. It's a big commitment.
And it's so much political capital. You forgot legal in there. I mean, yeah.
Legal too, yeah, why not? Let's get them involved.
And again, and they're all going to come to this website wondering why should we spend?
No, 1,000%. Okay, we do have a live demo, so let's see. Okay, so now here's a little tricky thing. So this is a gap on their part, and I've tested all this, so I can like show them like, watch 5-minute demo immediately. If I could spell, I know that's not right, but there. So you don't want to register because I don't know if I give you my information if I can actually watch. See how it's request sales demo? You're lying. You see how it's a lie? This is the problem.
Yeah,
it's a lie. It's not watch live demo.
It's a webinar, it seems.
But it's register, so I don't know when it's going to be and what my commitment is. So they create a lot of what I call psychological friction. So if they did this the right way, they would deliver on their promise, which is watch free demo video. And then this would sell it. Yeah. It would be like something like 29 minutes, 1 cup of coffee, and a free quote. Yeah. Now, and then you got this here. You see what I'm saying? If you just play with this just a little bit, you have something right here. Watch 5-minute demo now. Now, all of a sudden, I've got a landing page that works.
So, to give your information, especially these days, everyone knows that if you fill out a form, you're going to get calls from a BDR. So if you're going to fill out that form, and that is not a small form, that's asking for a bunch of fields, either you should get it right away, or that, just people want something, even if it's coffee, if it's immediacy, it doesn't have to be big. But if you want me to fill out all these forms, I want something in return.
Well, yeah, and they're doing a great job of it. I mean, the page is there. They just didn't write the copy right. I mean, it's submit and watch now. Like it needs to, they're almost there.
I mean, this website does so many things so well. And I feel like if they just took one day, this is they've done so many of the hard parts so incredibly well.
Oh, yeah, they have. I mean, it's a brilliant strategy. I mean, if I click here, it doesn't play. You might give me like a 30-second clip of it too right here. I've done that before for some of our clients. So I love what you're saying, and I think you're spot on. Let's go check out pricing, though. We haven't. Oh. Okay. Okay, so this is. Okay, so they have it looks like a custom. This is pretty dope. So this is called PSA software. I use a company called Maven. There's one's called Acello. This is kind of in this professional services automation. It's called PSA software. So this seems pretty normal to me. So this is cool that they do it this way. I like that. So now they're saying that's unique. See, this is my point. Yeah. This is where Wrike is dope and actually unique. It does custom built from scratch software for your unique use case. Yet where on this page do they tell me that it's all like ad hoc custom to me? That's their value prop. Remember how they were different? That's how they're different.
That pricing page, what that pricing page shows, one of the ways they're different is that they really do work for any size company. They have the $9 plan and they do everything from custom. This is a system that can work. There's a free version. This is something that can fit to where you are, can grow with you. That's huge.
This might be one of the best.
Love the add-ons. An add-on, fabulous.
This might be one of the best pricing pages I've seen in a while, actually, in the sense that, because it makes me, this is the only page I've been on the website that makes me want Wrike. Because I know if I'm their ideal customer, here's my point. Their best customers know that a one-size-fits-all solution doesn't work, whether that's a large marketing organization or whether that's a large professional services firm. We love the concept that we can do customized work schedules, profit effort estimations, like backlog and demand. Like, it's very cool that they can do this custom built. This whole custom built thing. If I was Wrike, I think I would go as the only custom built project management software in the world. And
so
now
on their end, I mean, one thing that's great is you can have a very robust plan for your marketing team, and maybe your CSMs need a lighter one. And this can work at those different price points, it seems, so that this can really adapt. No organization is going to need to use the same project management system in the exact same way. So this is going to work across your whole entire organization in the way you need it to. And we can build that flexibility. There's a lot there.
No, I know. Trevor was saying he loves to break down the photos, like you were saying, and then someone was like, "Ouch, Monday." So I mean, we've had some pretty sweet feedback today on here, Ali, and I love your points. And I think at the end of the day, I hate to do this, but you've now been hired by Wrike. You're the CMO, and you got to give us a couple big things, maybe 2 to 3 big things you want to do different to get them, I think, to recognize their full potential. I'd love to hear what you think that is.
I think most of would have been what I've already said. One is that the product images fall a little flat, and that's okay if their product isn't visually stunning. It matters more how it works. So if it's just find different visuals because it's not showing just how fabulous it is. I say the second, you've done the hard work already. Just unearth what makes you unique, that you're scalable, that you will solve for any situation. Really that. And then, those I'd say would be the 2 main things, because they do so much well, right? They do all of the hard things. And, as we were saying before, my own website gets its makeover that goes live on March 31st.
Yeah.
They've done so many of the hard things that, just showing what's unique, bringing that up to the front. I mean, that template moment, so much jealousy. Like, that was genius.
It's great. It's like they have it all right there. And I think you're so right, Ali. I think my big thing I would point out to them, though, that custom built thing is what makes them different.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to beat Asana or Monday if you're Wrike in trying to play their same game. I think there's a game those companies aren't willing to play, which is custom built solutions. And those companies don't have all the same logos they have. They have some great case studies from some big brands that do need custom built project management, onboarding, support, integrations. They might have their own custom CMSs, their own custom APIs. I think Wrike has something very special for the upper market that I think they just got to decide, are we for the SMBs or are we for this enterprise custom project management? Because to me, that custom stuff speaks to me. It's very unique. Like, as a guy who has over 100 something people like working for him, out of the box solutions don't work that great. And so I do think there's a massive upper mid-market enterprise play for Wrike if they really go in on that custom built side.
Yeah.
So
It's true enterprise in the way that a lot of software likes to say they're enterprise, but really aren't. This is the real, like, they could do the real white glove stuff, it seems.
They could, and it would be completely different than Trello and Asana and Monday. And it's hard to make that, obviously, that pivot, that commitment, but it sounds like that's what makes them special. Yeah. So, Ali, you've been amazing. Thank you for being on the show. If people want to follow along with you and everything you're doing, that's amazing, and see your new website when it goes live, what's the best way for them to do that?
On LinkedIn, I am the only Ali Jawin out there.
I like that. There's going to be no confusion. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Ali. That is another episode of the SaaS Marketing Makeover, everybody. And please tune in next week when we'll see you again. Bye, everybody.